Amara La Negra from Exactly Amara, a production of iHeart Radio. And today's topic is building a life with your significant other before marriage. Okay? How does that work? Bueno, basically, what is it that you're supposed to know about your significant other before you guys move in? Or not even just move in, but before you guys decide to get married. What steps should you take? What should you know? What are the habits? Should you not live together? Should you live together? Who pays the bills? Who doesn't pay the bills? Who do you buy new furniture? Leave in the furniture? Do you move into her house or do you move into his house? Who splits what? All those details, that's what we want to know today. Stevie, first of all, Stevie, my amazing co-host, okay? I love him so much because he always keeps it real and he says exactly what's on his mind. And I know he's lived in the past through some of this bullshit. So
yes,
tell me,
absolutely.
Stevie, primero que todo, antes que nada, ¿cómo tú estás?
Very great. Thank you for asking. I do put the exactly in exactly Amara. Now, what do you do before marriage? So I have a very interesting story that we will get into.
Dime.
Definitely, I was taught that you shouldn't live together before marriage, but I do find that there are some errores when it comes to that because, when you find out that he definitely doesn't put the seat down in the toilet. He definitely leaves his underwear everywhere, or she leaves her panties everywhere, or
there's sucio ahí.
Absolutely. So there is a lot. I am married. For those that don't know, surprise, surprise. I am married, and before marriage, we met in church. So it's interesting. We couldn't shack and live together before marriage. And we kind of sacrificed that shacking. One would say it was because I wasn't attracted to women. That's why it was easy for me. That's la época. A mí me gusta el toto y me gusta todo. So it's absolutely positive. It was a great thing for me. I got blessed when I got married. But we will get more into that topic. Let's go right into this. Amara, we always get into some interesting topics. And this is incredible.
And look, I'm not going to tell you too much, but I'm going to give you a little teaser. And then I'm going to break it down. Because I've been there, part of the conversation that we want to know today is who moves in first? Do you move into his house? Do you move into her house? How does this work? All I'm going to say is, ladies, listen to me and let me be your friend and let me give you a tip, okay? If you like a guy and, you guys are thinking of moving forward in your relationship or whatever, unless he tells you, baby, I want you to move in with me. Stop being that girl that takes a little luggage and entonces que you left a toothbrush and entonces que you left a pair of shoes and no sé qué, without him asking you to do that. Because el día que él te quiera dar dos patas por el culo, pam, pam, get the fuck up out of my house. Entonces, where you gonna be? Stuck. Entonces, as a lady, been there, done that. No, Bobby, if you want to move in, we can buy something together. We can rent an apartment. I personally am not in renting spaces anymore. We're gonna buy. We're going to save and we're going to buy, even if it's a little tiny ass apartment anywhere, but we're going to buy something together.
Yes, juntos.
And we're going to move in together. Pero eso de que yo me voy a mudar para tu casa y el día que tú te dé la gana de darme dos patas por el culo, I need to get my little luggage and my little maletica. We're not doing that. You move in with me.
Right.
Anyways, let's get to it. Dun, dun, dun.
So what are some of the signs that your significant other is taking over your living space?
Bueno, I think it starts with when you don't take your ass home. I know that if you like someone, you may want to sleep over. That's cool. But I think it has to be a mutual agreement. It has to be oh, babe, da-da-da. Listen, if you want, you can start with the if you want. If you want, I can stay over tonight, or if you want, baby, you can stay over, at my place. If you want, don't be staying over your man's house unless he asks you to, because out of courtesy, he's going to tell you to stay, but he may not even want you to stay. And I think that's how it starts, the invasion of privacy. I'm just going to leave one luggage here. I'm just going to leave un bultico here. And next thing you know, you moved in your whole apartment, your whole house, your whole closet into my house. I think that communication is key. Stevie?
How soon is it too soon to start living and moving in with your significant other?
How soon is it too soon to move in with your significant other? I don't know, Stevie. When did you move in with your wife?
No, well, absolutely. I do feel that in a lot of relationships, people become very attached and they want to move in so soon. They're not even married. They don't even know each other. I mean, I feel moving in with each other can damage your relationship if you move in too soon. Too soon could damage your relationship because I don't know who you are, and who I am at home is definitely different from who I am outside. When I
Wait, wait. Espérate, you didn't say it. Okay, so espérate. You just said that you think that moving in too soon can damage the relationship. Okay, cool. So when should you move in?
I think you got to get to when you're married, when you're committed, or a little.
You move in when you're married?
Well, let me just say, in a perfect world, but I do believe that maybe, and do you agree? Go to Exactly Amara and definitely leave us comments and DM us. I agree that maybe you should, before you're married, get to know each other a little bit and how you guys live together. Because then, if you're married and you didn't really know how it would be when you guys are together under the same roof, under one roof, then maybe that's not the way Stevie did it. Because I did say I was going to tell you the story. I didn't get into a place with my wife until I got married. The night of the wedding.
Oh, that's beautiful.
The night of the wedding is when we moved into our apartment. Thank you, Lord. It was good. The toto was good. Everything was good.
Okay, but how long were you guys dating? How long were you guys dating before you got married?
We were dating.
You moved
3 years.
Okay, 3 years. So for 3 years, she slept in her house and you slept in your house. And then when you got married, you guys decided to move in.
Right. We had just, in our culture, we're kind of pressured to kind of get married at an early age, especially if you're religious, Pentecostal, Cristiano, whatever, Católico, whatever you are. They try to push it on you, and that is better to marry than to burn, right? That's what you hear a lot of in the churches. And luckily, we got to grow and love each other. Remember my situation at hand. I also didn't just love women; I loved men as well. So I'm so happy that my wife kind of turned into she-man, because she kind of does some great things, and we learn each other. You learn each other and you learn to love each other, and that takes time. So I do believe that if you do want to go into an apartment together a little bit prior to your wedding, a month or two before your wedding, that's fine.
A month before your wedding? There is no fucking wedding if we don't move in together. I don't care what you're telling me. Let me tell you something. Punto número 500.
Here we go,
I want to know if you leave the toilet seat up. I want to know if you know how to cook. I want to know if I'm sick, are you going to hold me down? No de que I'm in my house and you're in the other one. No. I want to know all your bad habits. I want to know your temper. I want to know who the hell it is I'm going to get married. If you really love me. And stop. That was a commercial break.
Yes.
Anyways, let me tell you something. I want to know all those details. And I think that there's two things. There's a magical feeling of waiting till marriage to live with that significant other. One, there is. Two, I think that once you get married to someone, you've officially committed to spending the rest of your life with this person. And we don't see that too much in these generations. I feel that people have this stigma, this brainwashed mentality, this Disney mindset that, when you get married, it's supposed to be like, happily ever after. No, mi amor, you're going to struggle. You're going to cry. He probably going to cheat, or she going to cheat. You're going to feel insecure. Y'all's going to fight. Y'all's going to love each other. You're going to go through ups and downs, and you'll still have to hold each other down.
Yes.
That's how those long marriages used to work back in the days. These days, we don't want to commit. We are stressed out, and the first thing we want to do, we're getting a divorce. That's it. It's over. I'm going to go on Tinder. I'm going to go on a dating app. I'm going to find somebody else. I'm going to go on Instagram. No, you're supposed to stay. We're going to fight. We decided out of the 7 billion human beings on this planet, you and I are going to thug this out together. So we don't see that anymore. Entonces, I would say, I want to live with you first. I want to know all your bad habits. I want to know, because una cosa es fulanita en tu casa and you over here, and everything changes once you guys move in together. That's really when you start to get to know who you're with, like the living situation. So if we can't get along living together, how are we going to get married? Entonces, de que later on we're going to get, bueno, it's possible. That's how they used to do it back in the days. I don't know, pero between one thing and the other, these topics could go on and on. And by the way, guys, let us know how you feel about all these topics that we're talking about today on Exactly Amara, on Instagram and Twitter. Para que nos cuente el chisme, mi amor, let me know. Have you ever been struggling or going through a situation like this? Here's another one. Do you meet the family before moving in with someone, with that person? Or like, how does this work?
Oh, God,
is that like a
please
process?
meet the family Because let me tell you, families
You have to meet the family
can
first.
ruin relationships. And honestly, I thank
Preach.
God that I got along with my father-in-law. But the day that I said I do, it kind of changed things up with us, you know? But it becomes real. It becomes real. So you don't want to go into a marriage without knowing who the family or what you're getting into.
Meet the family.
That's
meet
why
the family.
it is very important that, you know, even the old saying of going to pedirle la mano, you know, it's very
Oh my
important.
God, that's so
If you're a
romantic.
man,
People don't do that anymore.
if you're a man, you should. I always say keep
it
it
classy,
classy. You
ask
got
for
to
the
show some
hand
type of
in
class
marriage.
because one, you know, impression is everything. And if you know,
Yeah.
if you're looking like you're well put together, the family's gonna love you. The family is going to accept you. But if you're coming in like yo, I want your daughter. What up, though? Like that is not.
Mira.
That's flat shit. You know.
Pero
There's
déjame decirte
a
una
way.
cosa.
Hay formas. There's levels
I
to
understand.
this.
It is. It's
Absolutely.
very true. If the family doesn't fuck with you, if the family doesn't vibe with you,
Oh,
it
that's so
depends
hard.
the family relationship, but it will
dynamic,
destroy
yes.
the relationship a little bit. For example, my mom is one of those, and I'm open about it, and I've been honest. My mom, I don't want to say she's destroyed, but my mom has definitely been a big factor of a lot of my relationships that haven't worked out. Because she's gonna make sure every day to be like, y fulanito, y cómo te tratan. You see, I told you, he's trash. Da-da-da, 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 da-da-da. And even if your mind is not there, they start to kind of brainwash you. So I would definitely say, definitely meet the family. Try to have the best relationship you can have with the family. At the end of the day, you also need to understand you guys chose to be with each other. Yes, the family is part of that significant other, but you guys have to make your own decision. Do we live for our family or do we live for each other? But
And this is a very interesting topic because it's a red flag when a man is not trying to meet your family. You know, it's a red flag. And that could become a domestic later down the road. Absolutely. Because why wouldn't you want to be a part? I would love to be a part of my significant other's family, see how their mother or their father are. That's, you know, and really, like you said, it depends on the dynamic of the family, but really vibing out is very important. When you bring a man to your family, make sure that he kind of fits in a little bit, you know, or that he's trying at least because
that he's trying, or that he's trying.
that shows within a couple minutes. So I honestly believe, to help you out a little bit, I believe that you should have someone that could vibe because it would be nice. Family parties, they vibe. I mean, in the Dominican culture and Puerto Rican culture, and you know, I know they, you know, a man
the
that
Caribbean,
goes and
Latino.
dances with the mother and la saca a bailar is so nice.
Ese chulo.
I know it's so beautiful to see, you know, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, like taking out your mother-in-law, your father-in-law to dance. Come on, let's dance. And there's a connection. So find what you can bring to the table to the family as well. And, you know, and most importantly, love. I think that's very important. That would help you in a relationship.
And you have to remember, mira, things have, if you feel that you have it hard these days, listen, people back in the days had to give a cow and a sheep
sacrifice,
and
yeah.
par de gallina and sacrifice. Así que you have it easy. But I'm going to say one last thing before I move to the next topic
Yes.
that I really want to hit because I have like, this is a very interesting conversation to me.
Yes.
Pero lo otro que I was going to say is going back to the family, also make sure that's been my mistake number 1,000. Because my mom is my best friend.
Love her.
And my circle is so small and
Mami
I barely
Ana.
talk to anybody,
Darling.
honestly. Yes, shout out to Mami Ana. Whenever you have any inconvenience, problems, whatever issues you may have with your significant other, don't go sharing it to your sister, to your brother, to your cousin, to your mama, to your daddy. Yes,
Social
I know
media.
that you should. Don't be that social media bitch that every time you have an issue with your man
My God.
or you guy,
looks so
because you're gonna start
stupid
putting
when you-
quotes and esto lo otro, and then you're gonna start deleting pictures, and now everybody knows. Because I didn't say nothing. Yeah, you didn't have to. You posted a whole bunch of quotes. You deleted all my pictures, and now everybody knows that you and I are going through it. So that 3 days later, we're back together. So going back to the family, if you share a lot of your personal issues with your closest family members, don't feel upset if later on they start to look at your significant other with an attitude or have an issue because lo problema de marido y mujer, that has to be between y'all. Like, stop sharing that shit.
Uno
So
se casa para
anyways,
su casa. Recógese.
exactamente.
Recójase.
If you share that, then you can't be upset if later on your family doesn't want to accept that person. Because it could have been the smallest little thing. You were pissed off. You turned it into a big deal. Now your whole family doesn't want to know about him or her. And now you guys love each other and want to be with each other. So anyways, we will be right back with more of Exactly Amara.
And we're back with more of Exactly Amara. No, that is a great point because tú te pones a hablar mucho, ay, pero que fulano, ay, él no me está tratando bien, ay, que no me... And the littlest thing, and then your mom is like, you already put a bad taste in her mouth. And speaking of uno se casa pa su casa, once you move in, how do you decide who pays what bills? Ay.
Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bills? Who pays the bills? Bueno, mi amor, mira. Back in the days, men used to pay the bills. Las mujeres estaban en la casa. We used to take care of the children, make sure that the dinner is on the table and that the toto is good every night. However, things have changed. Women were independent. Were esto lo otro, equality, whatever. Now we both work. A lot of women make more money than men. A lot of men make more. Well, yeah, they've always made more money than women. But anyways, the point is that I think that you need to have a conversation. And I'm gonna say why. Usually the answer would be men have to pay and we pay less. Pero I do understand how these days there's a lot of women that are financially more stable than men. And I don't think that you should just marry for money. That's just me. Because I've known a lot of women that have married rich men, and rich men comes along, pandemic comes, an accident comes, health issue comes, anything can come, the money is gone, what happens now? So did you really love this person and you were willing to rock with them for a long time or forever? Or you were just there for the money? And then you put in jeopardy your children's stability, or your own mental health. It's just too much. I feel that if you're with someone and you make more money than they do, whoever it may be, whether it's her or him, you both need to sit down and have a discussion. Mira, baby, I make tanto, you make tanto. The rent, the this, comes out to $20,000 a month, like my bills. Damn. And I do it all by myself. It comes to $20,000. Entonces, because I make more, I'm going to pay 12. Now you got to figure out the other part. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you can talk it out and figure out a way that you both are kind of, even. If you're looking for a partner. Now, if you're looking for a sugar mama or a sugar daddy, entonces you don't pay nothing. You don't do nothing. I don't think that's fair. If you're in love, if you're looking to build with someone and you really fuck with them and you're really rocking with them, I don't think it should all be one-sided. I personally don't. Pero, papi, if you want to pay all my bills, y yo nada más tengo que estar aquí y abrirme como un libro. Let it be what it is. I'm not going to be mad tampoco if you want to pay it. I'm not going to be, oh, no.
Do you start buying and replacing furniture to better suit your living conditions?
But it depends who's moving. It depends who's moving into whose house or who's moving into what. You know what I'm saying? If your furniture looks a little raggedy, a ver, por ejemplo, if we move together and your spot looks a little raggedy and I know I could hook it up a little bit, we'll modify some things. Now, if we are really committed to being together, I'm going to tell you something that I would definitely want to do. And it's going to sound a little crunchy. Don't judge me. We're going to change this damn mattress. Mira. Anyways, here goes another good question. Here goes another good question.
Oh, Lord.
How does the other person having children affect the process of like having a sleepover, or if you guys want to move in together, whatever? If that person already has kids, ¿verdad? And you guys want to move in together, how does that work? I feel, y yo no tengo hijo, mi amor, pero first of all, I plan on being married with my husband, and when we get married, that's it. Like, there's no divorces. I don't care if you can't stand me, if I can't stand you. We're gonna live in the same house in separate rooms, and we're stuck with each other. However, if I already have children, my children need to like you first. I need to have a conversation with my children first, because primero que todo y antes que nada, I believe that you have to be a mother first. Tú eres madre primero and woman secondly. Y después eres mujer. So first, if you're going to bring a stranger into your home, we're going to have a conversation. Listen, mommy is in love with this person, or I'm meeting someone new. I would like for you to get to know them first. We're going to hang out a couple of times. Let me know the vibe. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. How do you feel? Do you feel comfortable? Does he look at you funny? Especially if you have little girls or little boys. Does he look at you funny? Does he make you feel, uncomfortable? Lo que sea, talk to me. Let me know. And if so, and my children agree then yes, you can move into our household or whatever. But I would never put my children in a space where they're uncomfortable because I want to, they can satisfy myself. No. If my children don't
But there
accept
are
my
children.
significant
Okay,
other,
so
I
I
won't.
want to play devil's advocate for just 1 second. Hold your.
Dale.
But put on your seatbelt.
Dale, go for it.
Not if you are a kid that is not even giving your mother's new significant other a chance. See, there's some kids that don't even
chance.
want to give them a chance. Now, if I see that you're giving them a chance, fine. If I see that you're not giving them a chance, then it's kind of wrong, especially if the guy is nice. We definitely should stay here for a little bit. Because let me just say, I
hear you.
feel that when kids grow up and then they have their significant others, they kick their parents to the curb. So después los padres tuyos se
Pa' que
tienen que
lo
quedar
sepa.
solo, sin nadie, and no
Ay, hombre.
happiness. Because you know that kids, once they're 13, 14, they want to lock themselves in the rooms. They don't even want to hang out with their parents. So it's not fair that
Yeah.
the parent doesn't get to live their life. Now, you make sure that you help raise this kid, If you don't like the baby mother, then maybe you can be a better stepmother.
Pero
And
mira,
if you don't like that,
let
instead
me-
of criticizing it all the time.
Let me
Yes.
say something that's very
Absolutely.
important too before we continue with this topic, because I know y'all is loving this conversation because y'all can relate. I know you can. Pero here's something else too. Yes, kids can sometimes be a brat. Yes, you definitely have to listen to your kids when they tell you that they feel uncomfortable. Yes, you do. I do feel like you don't have to be forceful. And that's why some things take time. If you're ready to
Yes.
move in with your significant other and you have kids and your kids still don't feel comfortable, ¿cuál es tu maldito apuro? Chill the hell out. Y'all is still fucking with each other. Y'all is still rocking, so chill. Give your kids an opportunity. Like, first of all, they don't have their dad, or let's say, or they wish that they had their dad. You're sticking a complete stranger now that you are forcing them to accept because you accepted them. Give them some time. Kids sometimes need to feel comfortable. So I think that time is a very important factor. And I also want to state, for a period in my life, my stepfather was my father. That's who I saw as my father. Till this day, I call my father by his name. There's a lot of stepfathers and a lot of stepmothers that are better parents than the actual parent.
Padre
So
que
if you
cría,
just
no el
give
que
them-
hace.
Exactamente. Padre es el que cría, no el que hace. Like, there's a lot of parents out there that they may not biologically be yours, but are better parents than anybody. So just give them an opportunity. So I think that that's very important. And that's why, from there, it's like, what are some of the boundaries that you're supposed to set once you start living together?
When you're a
Besides the
father,
kids,
you're
but what
supposed to father. You know what I mean? You got to start
but besides,
fathering.
besides the kids, right? Let's say that this
Absolutely.
person doesn't have any kids.
Yes.
You're single. You're
Yes.
single. Mira, por ejemplo, I'm not single no more.
Oh, you're not?
I am, my boo. I'm not single no more.
Well, congratulations
Yeah.
on your relationship.
Thank you.
Very nice. Wish you well. God bless you. And
Well, yes,
America.
you're invited to the wedding. You're setting it up.
Oh,
Anyway,
thank
so
you,
let me
Lord.
tell you. We don't live together, right? We don't live together at this moment. But the day that we decide to move in together, I definitely want to put in some boundaries, because one thing is when you're accustomed to living by yourself, and another one is when you start living with someone else. You want them to feel comfortable, like, yes, feel comfortable, but I want to express to you the things that I don't like. I don't want you to do this. I don't want you to do that. And tell me as well, what do you think that my boundaries should be? Like, what, I think that that's important so that you guys can feel comfortable with each other. And here goes another important point. It's not the same when you've been from one relationship to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other, than when you've been single for a very long time and you're older, or and you have accustomed yourself to a certain lifestyle and you like to live a certain type of way. A lot of people don't ever get comfortable again living with someone else. So I don't know. I just feel that boundaries are important. For example, some boundaries for me would be like, no deje la ropa tirada en el piso. We're not doing that. I'm not your mama. I'm not going to be picking up all your dirty clothes from the floor. Pick it up, or I'm just going to let it stack up till you can't walk no more.
Boundaries is
So,
not
I don't
telling me
know.
who you're inviting, because I could
Telling me who you're inviting.
you come to my house midday, you might just see how I came into this world is how I'm going to be looking, because, as I said, we like to walk around a certain way, nude and whatnot. And you have to
Yes.
let me know who's coming over, who's our guest, not just you just walk up in this. And that's another thing. Those are boundaries right there. Let me know when your parents are coming over, because sometimes you got to set that boundaries.
Parents,
Listen,
friends.
a todo respeto a todos los padres que están escuchando. Pero por favor, respeten los boundaries, because if you're just knocking and walking into my house because this is your daughter's house or your son's house, and you could just walk up in here and do whatever I want, and then rearrange my furniture because you don't like how I do it, go and clean the dishes. I mean, I don't mind the help, but please let me know. Because, a lot of times in-laws come in and they're like, ay, esta muchacha es una puerca, mira como ella lava lo trate, mira como lava lo trate. And it's like, no,
Yeah.
we're learning together. And if you want to teach me, come over my shoulder and teach me. But sometimes even micromanagement could get a little out of hand. But yes, absolutely. Let me know when you're coming.
Annoying.
Who's coming to visit. Thank you.
I'll tell you another quick one. Yes, definitely who's coming over, whether it's friends, family, no sleepovers. We're not doing sleepovers. I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. Unless it's your parents, they came out of town or whatever, cool. You could stay 1 or 2 days. But if they get you step over, they go, oh, my friend is struggling, and I'm just gonna let them stay at the house for like a month. No, my friend, you got to go. We're not doing that. That's no.
Oh my God,
money-wise, money.
horrible.
Don't stick your hand in my purse. Don't stick your hand in my purse. Oh, I need a couple of dollars. I'm gonna replace it. We don't do that. Don't stick your hand in my purse. Don't borrow any money without me knowing. If we have an account together, which I'm going to go into that because that's an important question. If we decide to have a bank account together, don't withdraw any money without consulting it with me if it's a joint account, which I actually want to ask you. Should you have a joint account with your significant other? And if so, when do you do that? But anyways, don't take no money out without talking to me because half of the money in there is mine as well. Don't think I'm going to take it out and then I'm going to put it back in. No. If I don't agree with that, we need to figure this out. I don't think that that's fair, But anyways, bueno, mi gente, ya regresamos with more of Exactly Amara.
Yes, and we're back with Exactly Amara.
When do you have a joint account? Should you? I've never done this. Do you have a joint account
that
with
is
your
a
wife?
great point. And upon moving in, because of bills, there are some times when you do start a joint account because you do start to set the payment schedules, which is, reasonable.
Okay.
But don't
That's
you
reasonable.
dare grab anything from that arrangement because bills are priority.
Like, I'm going to go buy some Louboutins and then I'll put the money back.
Oh, no, that is too much. .org. And that is not a website
No.
I am promoting. But honestly, I am just stating that there are boundaries and there should be boundaries. And there's definitely boundaries is everything. Because I'm telling you that people will come into your house and act because they are a relative, a family member, and act like they could come in, say whatever they want. You have to protect the peace in your house, ladies and gentlemen. You just
Right.
don't let anything into your house. Because what people do is they have a baggage, they drop their baggage, they drop their stuff, and then they go on their oh happy way. And now you have all types of spirits in your house. And it's like, why are we arguing? Well, because your in-laws came in and they were arguing, and now that spirit jumped on us. Now you have to set boundaries.
You have to sage it out.
Say exactly. And honestly, it is important. You need to know who's coming to your house. That's why I feel so honored when you invite me over to your house because I love it because I feel like I'm a
Of
great energy
course.
for that. But honestly, you
Of
do have to set
course.
boundaries. And when the day that you get married, Amara, then, maybe me and Gio won't just pop up at your house anymore, We'll probably
think that's
we'll
a lie.
probably be
I think-
hurt. We probably be hurt, but
No.
we got to set
I
boundaries.
think that
And we have to get to
the
know.
day I get...
We got to get to know your significant other so that,
Yeah.
he could feel comfortable with us. We got to be very open to that as well. So that is a very great
Yes.
thing. And I am so happy that we spoke about boundaries because those should be set.
But financial boundaries, though. Financial boundaries. Like,
Financially.
okay, I've never done a joint account with anybody because I'm very panicky. I always feel like if we break up tomorrow, are you going to take my money? What is going to happen? That I have trust issues. I've been screwed over so many times in my life that you may not have any ill intentions, but I'm scary. So I know that you can't be like that because then you're never going to be happy. But if we do a joint account, I'm afraid that I may deposit more money than you do. And then we both have access to this. And I'm going to feel like, damn. Which it shouldn't feel like that because if this is your partner in life, you should be willing to give them everything that you have. Well, I'm not sure because, oh my God, I'm not sure. Pero mira, talking about, and I know that this is not one of our points, but I just thought about it. Thinking about financial boundaries when you move in with someone, when you start a relationship with someone, or when you decide to get married, does that also go for prenups?
Ooh,
Because you know that I'm doing a prenup.
you have to. I can't wait for that.
I'm
wedding.
doing a
But
prenup.
yes,
I love you. I love you.
Prenups are
okay?
very
You
important.
love me. We're a happy family. Como Barney.
but you worked
Pero,
a lot. But you worked hard for your money,
Pero-
Amara.
pero, I love you, but I feel that we need to do a prenup because God forbid anything goes wrong, you are not going to leave with half of everything I've worked for my whole life. We're not doing that. However, I know that there's certain clauses you can add. Por ejemplo, fine, we got married. You know, we have a prenup. And if we stay together for over 10 years, then you may have, let's say, 30% of whatever the hell it is, or whatever. You come up with something. That's why attorneys are there. I think that's an important part about also financial boundaries with you when you're with someone. A lot of people fall in love. Mira, Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre. Y like that, there's so many people that you fall in love with someone. Ellos te venden la película. They're giving you the good toto. They're giving you the good ding-a-ling. They, la película. And then you're like, because of love, we're going to get married out of love. Y cuando the love is over, what happens? They sack you clean. I don't know. I feel funky about that. What do you think about prenups? Did you marry with a prenup?
I think that prenups are very important, and yes, and you should, especially secure.
You have a prenup?
Everything that you have done in the past, you have to secure it, because a prenup, no one should get offended by that. Because honestly, Amara, yourself, you're very amazing, intelligent. You worked your ass off prior to this relationship. All of that is what you worked for, not for someone else to just come in and just say, hey, I'm
now, if we worked it
Yes,
together, if we
different.
worked together, it's like,
Work it out.
Bueno, okay. Now, everything I have before we got married is mine and my children's, okay?
Right.
Everything that I have after we get married is still mine,
Right.
unless we did it together. If we did it together, we both worked for it, we both went 50-50, or we both decided that we want to share this together.
You shouldn't feel entitled to that money that you didn't work for.
Exactamente, pero espérate, because working, espérate, this can be funky. For example, let's just say, I'm going to give you an example. I have a husband. My husband is a hard worker. I'm a stay-at-home wife. Just because he's out there making the negotiations doesn't mean that I'm not being a supportive wife. I'm the one motivating you, inspiring you. I may be setting up certain things for you. I may be the one, obviously, keeping you stress-free when you come home. All those things are still considered part of a partnership. I still feel that I deserve something, not all of it, not half of it, perhaps. I deserve something for being there for you, for being your wife, or be at that moment. I don't know. I think that it can get tricky and it can also mess up relationships, but I definitely do think that financial boundaries is something that you should think about when you decide to officially be committed in a relationship.
That's why being evenly yoked is very important. Let's talk about that. If you come into a setting and now we're under one roof, being evenly yoked, now being in different tax bracket is kind of hard too when it comes to that, because it's like now the person is entitled to what you worked for. It's really hard. I mean, listen, we would say finances is not everything, but you do not want to be in a relationship with a quote unquote broke person when, you know, you just don't want that, because in the long run, that's going to really bite you in the ass. So,
but okay, you never know, Stevie.
Yes.
You never know. Right now, you could be here, right?
Right.
And let's say tomorrow, out of nowhere, or not out of nowhere, but your wife or something does this business deal, whatever, and now her money tripled.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, yes, I know that you
That's
want
a
to be in the
blessing.
same tax bracket with your significant other or be close by, but all it takes is one opportunity, one business idea, one business venture, one something, the lottery, anything, for your significant other to have double, twice, triple the amount of income that you make. So what does that mean? You know what I'm saying?
Wow,
like,
that's an incredible point. That's an incredible point.
That's why I feel, mira, I get criticized all the time. Y mi mamá especialmente. Oh my God, let's talk about mommy. Mommy's, you know, I think parents always want their kids to get, you know, married or be with someone who's financially stable, esto y lo otro. I'm a little crunchy because I have NBA players hitting me up. I have politicians. I have rappers. If I were to show you all the people that slide up in my DMs, or the people that I've dated in my past on the low, because I keep my personal life really discreet. That's why you don't know anything about my personal life. Not because I'm not doing it. It's just that I don't like to be in lo chisme. Like, nobody needs to know what's happening with my twat. However, I personally like to find someone that has a lot of potential, that's ambitious, that we get along, that we're good, whatever, and that we can build together. I know that I'm not at the building stages because I'm already grown and I'm already stable, but I like to be able to build together. Because sometimes when you get people que ya tienen lo de ellos, es un lío. Right. La gente se equivoca porque la gente, yo estaba hablando con mami del otro día, la gente se enamora del dinero ajeno. La gente se ilusiona con el dinero ajeno. People start making plans with other people's money. oh, I'm gonna marry this person because they got money. I'm gonna marry this girl because they got money. Pero that's their money, coño. That's not your money. Si no le da la gana. I know a lot of people that are rich and are stingy as hell. And their baby mamas is over here asking for child support or whatever the case may be. Stop getting all hyped up on other people's income. It's not yours.
Create your own.
You know?
Create your own. Absolutely. Because
or find someone that wants to build with you. Like
I tell people that all the time with sugar mamas.
I'm financially here with you.
Right.
We're here. We're like in the same level, más o menos. But we want to grow together to build, and we're gonna work. Stop trying to just acomodarte with someone who got it. Like I'm just, you know what I'm saying? He got it or she got it. I'm just gonna be here. And then when they don't want to be there no more, what happens to you? All the time wasted and your energy and everything? I know.
Right. Absolutely. I have to agree with that. You do want to make your own money and be your own boss. I mean, I know of friends that, got with men because they have money, but then they were very present money. They never took that money and invested it. And then when the guy le dio una pata por el cu, that was it.
Así es.
That was the end of their story, and that's why, like, you have to live a purposeful life. Now, if we're going to move together in the same roof, we definitely need to know our boundaries. Now, who do you think moves most of their stuff in? I wanted to talk about this because of clutter, because I have an issue with clutter. Now, if we're going to move together, where do you store your stuff? Are you going to get an outside storage, or are you going to bring all your stuff? Because
a storage.
Some people.
Hell no, a storage.
Some people are hoarders, and they bring all that stuff, and I mean, not for nothing.
Yes, papi, pero mira, papi, that's
bugs,
part of commitment.
like
If you're committing with someone, you're committing to all the bullshit that they want to drag into your house too, unfortunately. That's why it's important to get to know someone
where
before
would you put
you
this?
decide to move in with them.
Okay, so if your man was to move in with you tomorrow, Amara, where would you place all their stuff? Because your house is pretty much nice.
If my significant other is a hoarder, papi, we need to figure this out before you move in. We're going to be very selective. We're going to do a garage sale, okay? We're going to do a garage sale. We're going to offer up it. We're going to Craigslist it. We're going to figure it out. Y vas a vender par de mierda that you have. And we're going to pick what makes sense for us to move forward together. Ahora, if I have a couch and you have a couch, we got to pick who has a better couch. Normal.
Right.
Unless we live in a very big house. Like, thankfully, Papa Dios gave me the blessing of living in a big house where I can afford to put as many couches as I want. That doesn't happen in every case. So I feel that you have to, oh my God, I'm going to tell you something. Dun, dun, dun. Fun fact. So my ex, he had his own situation. I'm not going to put, all the details out there out of respect, which that's another thing. If you're with someone or you break up, stop sharing all the extra shit that people don't need to know. Anyways, the point was that he had a couch and I already had a couch. So I was like, okay, either we sell it or we figure it out. And he actually moved in his couch, and when we broke up, he left without the couch, which I felt that was the right thing. If we break up, what are you taking? Why are you taking it? You have to start again. Unless it was very meaningful, but you're not taking the couch. I already got comfortable with the couch. No. Y todo el todo que yo te di, ¿quién me paga a mí eso? And all that energy and everything that I did, who pays me that? No, the couch stays, the plate stays, the candles,
oh my God, imagine someone brings and especially with
stays.
You have kind of a theme. Imagine a man brings in a lime green couch. It says, Amara, this is my favorite couch.
No me importa. Todo se queda aquí. Yes. Si usted lo trajo, muchas gracias. Thank you for coming. Merry Christmas. Hallelujah. Dale. We broke up. I'm still your friend and I love you very much. Papi, but you have to start it over again. No. You can't take nothing. You can take your clothes. Usted se lleva su ropa.
Amara, speaking of taking your clothes, I have to get to this next question because this one right here. Are there more couples living together now unmarried than there is married? I agree.
I think that there's more couples living together that are not married than the ones that are married.
We need to start normalizing marriages, but people, they just don't want to get married. It's scared of commitment.
Marriage is a business. It's not the commitment. It's that marriage is a business.
Not when it's under God. That one is under God. See, when that one is under God, because you can't be making promises under God and think that one day you're not going to be held accountable for that. See, and that's what everybody's losing, that part, because a lot of people say, oh, it's just a paper. No, it's commitment, because whereas when you're not married, you could just walk out the door today and not have to deal with no
But
court, no
no, but
nothing.
your marriage is legal. If you're just gonna get married at the church, y oye, for you to get married at the church, you need to legally be married. This is a business transaction. If it's a spiritual thing like they do in other parts of the world, that's a different situation. We can get married under God. I'm gonna create the vows. You sign it, I sign it. This is us. But no, marriage now is a legal transaction. It's as a business. So that's
Could you
the problem. A lot
elaborate
of
when
people
you
don't
say it's
want
a
to get
legal
married.
transaction?
Yes, because it's like it's for taxes, it's for legal rights, it's for many other
Healthcare.
things. It's not about health care. It's about, a lot of things. It's not about love. Getting married on paper to me is not just the love part. It's a legal thing, We could get married at the church. We can find someone que nos case and we be together. Y invitamos a la familia and everything's good. But once you make it legal, you have to be
I
prepared,
have a
God forbid,
problem
for the
with someone
divorce.
living with you for 13 years and won't even give you a ring. And then those
No,
are the
you
red
have-
flags,
no,
because
I-
those are the ones that you find out have a
agree.
whole nother family in another country. Because
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. There's a lot of people that have been together for a very long time. They're happy 20 years later and never gotten married. And the moment that they get married, they get divorced a year later. Like, not everybody has the same
oh no,
system.
I need to
don't
look
think
at
there's
those
a guidebook.
statistics. Wait a second.
I don't think that there's a guidebook onto how to live or have a relationship. Every relationship works differently for people. And I'm like, I want to get married. Now, am I afraid of signing that document? Yes. Because a lot of times when people sign that paper, it makes them feel entitled, empowered. Usted está casado, ya you
That,
don't
but
treat
isn't
me
it
the same.
every
Ya
woman's,
you don't-
almost every woman's dream to have, just like a quinceañero, to have a wedding? And then, granted,
Yes.
there are some women that don't give a crap, but there is a
Right.
majority of them. And then you see your sister getting married, you see everybody getting married, and they've been in a relationship a lot less length.
I want to get married.
Time
I'm
length.
just scared.
And then you're sitting there on the side you have already wore 50 bridesmaid dresses. They're all sitting on your thing
Sí, pero
without
mira,
one
Stevie,
wedding dress.
everything-
Wedding is so sacred. It's so beautiful.
Everything is
That white
sí,
dress.
baby, pero mira, everything is different. Everything is different because once you have money, mira, money is a blessing and it's a curse. Once you have money can change everything. And it's like, if you don't have nothing to lose, get married 1,000 times. Who's gonna take what from you? What? No, okay. But if you have something to lose, marriage is a beautiful thing. I want it. But does it make me feel a little bit fearful even if I have a prenup? Yes. Because you never know people's intentions, because you never know what's gonna happen, because you never really know. Hay muchas cosas that go into it. So I feel that, I don't know. It's a very scary place to be. Definitely, you don't want to be with someone for 13 years who doesn't want to commit with you. Like, I don't want to commit to you. No, you need to commit with me. Now, if you don't want to sign the legal paper, I get that part. But I don't know, Stevie. This is hard. What do you guys think? Let us know at exactly Amara on Twitter and on Instagram. Should you sign a prenup? Who moves in with who? And if you get married, oh my God. Wait, talking about marriage, ahí se me ocurrió otra cosa. Is it weird if a girl proposes?
That's such
It's
a good question.
2021. People are super open-minded. Talking about marriage and just being
It's
modern,
like,
everything's happening these days.
when I see a woman propose, it's like a woman say, all right, yes or no, because I've been with you for this long, in this period of time, yes or no. Just let me know now, because probably people will move on. They just want to know if they have to move on. You know?
Mira, los hombres,
If you like it, then you should have
dice mi
put a
mamá,
ring on it.
I
If
don't
you
know how
like
you
it,
say
then-
it. Dice mi mamá que un pelo de no sé qué jala más que una yunta de buey. I don't know muy bien cómo dice el dicho, pero all I know is que when a man wants a woman and he is afraid of losing her, he will commit
He'll
and
work
do whatever
40
it
days
is
and
he has
40
to do
nights.
by all means necessary.
Yes,
And if you have
absolutely.
to beg for a man to want to commit to you, you can let him know, esta la que hay. Look, I've been here this long and I am going to give you a due date for you to decide what it is that you want to do in this relationship. You can do that. But if you have to continuously be puyando, be with me, esto otro, get married, if you have to do all of that, mama, see yourself out the door, Kema. You're wasting time and energy that you can't get back. Yeah, when a man wants something, he will make sure not to lose you. So you don't have to.
Loves a woman.
You don't have to be. You don't have to be the one that has to get on your knee. Now, if you choose to be the one that wants to go buy the ring, get on your knees, look up, y decirle, will you marry me? After you've been with him for 1,000 years and he hasn't even talked about it, hasn't told you he wants to marry you, what is he going to tell you? No. He's going to say yes out of courtesy para no se te pasa la vergüenza. Dije yes. If he wanted to, he would have done it already. Así que no me importa.
Absolutely. Great points you have there, Amara. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning into Exactly Amara. This was an amazing topic, Amara. This was an incredible.
It really
you got
was.
really, really, really real. But I would like to extend the invite to join us on Instagram at Exactly Amara.
Yes.
And so, we'll continue with this because we're going to say goodbye, but the topic never ends on social media.
And please, exactly. The topic never ends. Follow us on Twitter and on Instagram at Exactly Amara. Also follow me at Amara La Negra ALN. Amara La Negra ALN, and follow us at My Cultura Podcast on Instagram. Yo, we are so lit. And by the way, I also saw that on My Cultura Podcast Network, there's so many other amazing podcasts that you guys definitely have to go check out. Thanks for listening to Exactly Amara. Remember to share and subscribe. This has been a production of iHeart Radio's My Cultura Podcast Network. For more podcasts, from iHeart, visit the iHeart Radio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows, mi gente. Así que ya, you already know what time it is. You already know what's poppin', Stevie.
Los vemos, los fuimos.
Nos fuimos. See you next Thursday on Exactly Amara.